All right, guess what? We got 8.1.8.1 out. What changed? Well, there's a few things. Let's bring in the release notes. We'll read them together because they're not going to be that big. We're looking at the 8.1.8.1 release that was released today. And there's a few things that were interesting that caught my eye. Okay, yes, we have these fixes, but what was more interesting to me is that we got one added into a previous release. Now, I know 100% this issue was not there. And most of my recordings, I do put in the release notes. I don't have a recording to show you that it wasn't there before. Take my word for it. It wasn't there because I spent 3 days looking at this issue, trying to figure out what it was. And I said there was no code that was touched according to the release notes unless there was something internally said. So this just goes to say, I guess, I don't know, maybe they watch my videos, who knows? But they decided to add this back in there now. So we know that this was in fact an issue. So this was an issue. It was an area code that they touched, and therefore we got our fix, which was this one: improved audio alert stability during period of high alert activity, such as when multiple alerts trigger in rapid succession. This is exactly what our script did. So glad they found it helpful. We narrowed it down, and as a community, we were able to show them what was broken, and they've now released the fix, which is great. Now, a few things I didn't know is that there was this one here, resolved an issue where NinjaTrader could occasionally remain running after you close it, preventing the application from relaunching until Windows was restarted. Okay, that's a bit of a big one. A few other things that have gotten fixed along the way. This made into 8.1.8.1. Now, the single stock futures, which is what this was all about, was supposed to be, or is supposed to be, released on the 27th. Today is the 24th. I understand that they wanted to rush this out the door in order to get this available for single stock futures launch. But when they had something like this where there's an audio alert that crashes it, it tells me that they didn't do a whole lot of testing. I went to their jobs board a while ago to see in their last release what they were hiring for, because I thought things weren't being tested as well as what they should have. And basically they had a few job ads up there for quality assurance people. And I thought, well, good, they're hiring. Those jobs are now gone, so I don't know if they were filled or not, but I hope that those people are going to be brought up to speed and that there's going to be some more testing. Now, what I would encourage NinjaTrader to do, if they could, is to release these a little bit earlier than what they need to in order to get vendors feedback, because we're the first ones they're going to hit them. And to be fair, most of us are probably more of a power user who has been using this for a while and, might be able to provide some input. So I hope that it becomes a learning thing and that they improve some of their processes around that, and that vendors, we can try and get things a little bit sooner. And maybe not rush so much getting this out, because then we just have to do these sort of emergency hot fixes. But anyways, look, I love the product. I'm glad that they were able to get this hot fix out before the 27th. And single stocks futures is now going to be a thing. So some of the benefits of that, if you're trading single stock futures, and there's some new, all the features that were added in were basically that, except for the locking yourself out of your account. Which still gives me a chuckle. The things that I guess the big advantages for those people who didn't have their NT8 license grandfathered, where they can still use interactive brokers without paying a monthly fee. If you now wanted to trade some of the US stocks without getting another brokerage account or paying that fee, you don't have to. I think that's one of the bigger things, and it makes shorting stocks a lot easier. And, obviously trading in the evening before a stock was to launch based on results of earnings, right? So if you had earnings that came out after the bell, you'd actually place your trade before the bell opened. So there's some advantages there, and hopefully we'll see more sort of advancements in the platform and in everything else. Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming. So if you like this sort of content for NinjaTrader, I encourage you to subscribe, be part of our little community here, and we will see you guys in the next video.